Welcome back to Unstoppable Mindset. Listen to me carefully. Your future is not controlled by luck, your background, your connections, or even your talent. Your future is controlled by what you are willing to organize. A disorganized life produces confusion, delay, stress, fear, and wasted potential. But a disciplined life creates clarity, power, peace, and direction. Most people are not tired because they are working too hard. They are tired because they are living without structure. They wake up without purpose, move without priorities, spend without planning, and speak without thinking. Then they wonder why their life feels heavy. You cannot build a meaningful future on a chaotic foundation. You were not created to live randomly. You were designed with intention. Every great destiny demands management. If you do not organize your life, life will organize you into frustration. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect. Discipline is deciding that your future matters more than your feelings in the moment. And the problem with many people is that they are emotionally driven instead of purpose-driven. They do what feels good instead of what builds greatness. But champions understand something powerful. Success is hidden inside systems. Greatness is not an event. Greatness is an organized lifestyle repeated daily. You cannot keep wasting your mornings and expect productive days. You cannot keep wasting your money and expect financial freedom. You cannot keep wasting your time and expect a meaningful future. Every undisciplined habit is stealing something from your destiny. Time is life. When you waste time, you are wasting a portion of your existence. That is why disciplined people protect their schedule like treasure. They understand that every hour has value. The richest people in the world still only have 24 hours in a day. The difference is not time itself. The difference is management. Many people say they want success, but their environment speaks failure. Look around your room, your phone, your conversations, your habits, your routines. Disorder on the outside often reveals disorder on the inside. You cannot think clearly in constant confusion. Organizing your life begins with organizing your mind. Your thoughts must become intentional. Stop allowing negativity, gossip, comparison, and distractions to occupy your mental space. Your mind is a garden. Whatever you feed grows. If you feed fear, fear grows. If you feed purpose, purpose grows. Successful people do not wait for motivation. They create structure. Motivation changes with emotions, but discipline remains steady. There will be days you do not feel like waking up early, days you do not feel like studying, days you do not feel like improving yourself. But discipline says, do it anyway. Your feelings are temporary, but your future is permanent. Every time you honor discipline, you are voting for the person you want to become. Some people are praying for opportunities while ignoring responsibility. Opportunities are attracted to organized people. When your life is in order, your confidence changes, your energy changes, your focus changes. Why? Because clarity produces power. Confusion drains energy. A person with no priorities becomes a servant to distractions. They react to everything. They waste hours scrolling through meaningless content, arguing with people who add no value, and entertaining habits that destroy their peace. Then they complain about being stuck. You cannot entertain destruction and expect construction. You must learn to say no. Discipline is the ability to reject what is easy for what is necessary. Every yes has a cost. Every distraction steals attention from something important. Some people are too available for nonsense and unavailable for growth. You must protect your purpose aggressively. Your destiny deserves boundaries. Stop giving your best energy to temporary pleasures and your leftover energy to your dreams. Organize your mornings because mornings shape momentum. The way you begin your day influences the way you finish it. Wake up with intention. Speak life over yourself. Prepare your mind before the world starts demanding your attention. A person who starts the day in confusion usually spends the rest of the day catching up. But a disciplined person enters the day prepared. They do not allow life to push them around emotionally. Organize your finances because money responds to management. It is not about how much you make. It is about how well you manage what you have. Many people earn more but remain broke because they lack discipline. If you cannot manage little, you will struggle to manage much. Wealth begins with responsibility. Stop buying things to impress people who are not building your future. Stop spending emotionally. Every financial decision should reflect vision, not impulse. Organize your relationships because the people around you influence your direction. Some people drain your ambition. Some people normalize excuses. Some people only appear when they need something. You must become intentional about who has access to your energy. The wrong relationships can delay your destiny. You cannot surround yourself with confusion and expect clarity. Protect your environment because environment shapes behavior. Organize your goals. Write them down. A dream without structure becomes fantasy. Many people have desires, but few have plans. Discipline turns ideas into reality. Stop saying one day. Successful people respect deadlines. They create routines around their vision. They understand that small, consistent actions create massive long-term results. The problem is that many people underestimate the power of daily habits. But your life tomorrow is being built by your decisions today. Do not be afraid of routine. Routine is not prison. Routine is power. A strong routine removes unnecessary decision-making and creates consistency. Your habits either carry you forward or pull you backward. Every action is creating momentum in a direction. Ask yourself honestly, are your daily habits building the life you want or destroying it slowly? You must also organize your emotions. Not every feeling deserves expression. Emotional discipline is maturity. Some people destroy opportunities because they cannot control anger, impatience, jealousy, or pride. A powerful person is not someone who controls others. A powerful person is someone who controls themselves. Self-mastery is the highest form of leadership. If your emotions control your decisions, your life will remain unstable. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Discipline begins now, not next month, not next year. Now, your future changes the moment your standards change. And understand this clearly, discipline may feel difficult in the beginning, but regret is far more painful. The pain of waking up early is temporary. The pain of wasted potential can last a lifetime. The pain of sacrifice is temporary. The pain of remaining average can follow you for years. There are people with less talent than you succeeding because they are more organized than you. They respect time. They honor commitments. They stay consistent. They understand that greatness is hidden in daily obedience. Success is not mysterious. Most of the time, success is simply disciplined behavior repeated long enough. You were not born to live scattered. You were born to live intentionally. Your life has value. Your purpose has value. Your time has value. But value without management creates loss. You must become the architect of your own life. Stop blaming the world while ignoring your own habits. Stop asking for change while resisting discipline. Transformation begins when excuses end. The world respects people who can manage themselves. When you become disciplined, your mind becomes clearer, your confidence becomes stronger, your focus becomes sharper, and your future becomes brighter. You begin to move differently because organized people carry peace. They are not rushing through life emotionally. They move with direction because they know where they are going. Do not allow temporary comfort to destroy permanent potential. Your future is too important for careless living. Discipline yourself to organize your life because every organized day is building an organized future. Every focused decision is shaping your destiny. Every disciplined action is creating the person you are becoming. And one day people will call you successful, but they will not see the mornings you woke up tired and kept going, the distractions you rejected, the habits you changed, the structure you created, and the discipline you practiced when nobody was watching. That is the difference between wishing for a better life and building one. The first thing you must understand is that your life moves in the direction of your time. Wherever your time goes, your future follows. Time is the currency of destiny. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose opportunities and create new ones. But when time is gone, it never returns. That is why disciplined people treat time with respect. They understand that every hour carries potential, every morning carries opportunity, and every day carries the power to either move them forward or hold them back. Most people do not fail because they are untalented. They fail because they are distracted. They spend years reacting instead of planning, talking instead of acting, dreaming instead of building. Then they look at successful people and wonder what makes them different. The difference is often hidden in structure. Successful people learn to control their schedule before their schedule controls them. They do not allow every notification, every opinion, every invitation, and every emotion to decide how their day will unfold. You cannot build a powerful life with a careless routine. If you wake up without direction, you will spend the day responding to everybody else's priorities. That is why mornings are so important. The beginning of your day shapes the momentum of your life. A disciplined person does not wake up and immediately surrender their mind to distractions. They prepare themselves mentally. They think clearly about what matters most. They move with intention because they understand that every productive day begins with a purposeful start. There are people who say they have no time, but the truth is that everyone has time for what they truly value. If something matters to you, you create room for it. The issue is not always lack of time. The issue is lack of priorities. Many people give their best energy to things that produce no growth. Hours disappear into meaningless scrolling, unnecessary arguments, entertainment without balance, and habits that add no value to their future. Then they complain that life is not changing. But your future cannot improve while your habits remain careless. You must become aware of how you spend your hours. Every action is an investment into a future result. If you invest time into learning, you gain wisdom. If you invest time into discipline, you gain strength. If you invest time into distractions, you gain regret. Life always rewards focus. The problem is that many people are addicted to comfort. They choose what feels easy instead of what creates growth. But growth requires intention. Greatness requires management. Understand this clearly. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Some people are constantly active but never effective. They move all day but accomplish very little because they lack organization. Activity without direction creates exhaustion. Discipline teaches you to focus on what truly matters. It teaches you to stop wasting energy on things that do not align with your purpose. You must learn to plan your days instead of living randomly. When you organize your time, your mind becomes calmer. Confusion decreases because clarity creates confidence. You stop rushing through life emotionally because you know where your attention belongs. A person without priorities becomes vulnerable to distractions. But a person with structure moves with power because every hour has meaning. There will always be distractions competing for your attention. The world is full of noise. People will demand your energy. Entertainment will tempt your focus. Comfort will invite laziness. But discipline means protecting your purpose. Every time you say yes to something unnecessary, you may be saying no to something important. Wise people understand the value of boundaries. They do not give unlimited access to their attention because attention is connected to destiny. Many people delay important things because they are waiting to feel ready. But disciplined people understand that action must come before feelings. You will not always feel motivated to wake up early, improve yourself, study, work hard, or stay focused. But your future cannot wait for your emotions to cooperate. Success belongs to people who learn to move with purpose, even when feelings change. Time management is really self-management. The issue is not the clock. The issue is your decisions. If you cannot control your habits will control your future. That is why small daily choices matter. Waking up on time matters. Keeping promises to yourself matters. Finishing what you start matters. Every disciplined action strengthens your character. Every careless action weakens it. Do not underestimate the power of consistency. Small actions repeated daily create extraordinary results over time. Many people want instant success, but lasting success is usually built slowly. A tree does not grow in one night. Strength does not develop in one day. Discipline is developed through repetition. Every day you honor your priorities, you become stronger mentally. Every day you protect your time, you increase your ability to lead your life effectively. You must stop treating time casually. Your dreams deserve better than procrastination. Your purpose deserves better than distraction. Every day is a chance to build something meaningful, but only disciplined people maximize that opportunity. If you continue wasting time, eventually time will expose the consequences. But if you learn to master your schedule, control your habits, and organize your priorities, your entire life will begin to change. The truth is simple. A disciplined life creates freedom. When you manage your time wisely, you gain peace, direction, confidence, and momentum. You stop living in constant stress because you are no longer reacting to life without preparation. You become intentional. You become focused. You become organized. And once you learn to master your time, you begin to master your future. Discipline is not built in one dramatic moment. It is built quietly through daily habits that most people ignore. Your life right now is the reflection of what you repeatedly do. Not what you say, not what you wish, not what you plan occasionally. Your habits are creating your future every single day. If your habits are weak, your results will be weak. If your habits are strong, your life becomes stronger. That is why disciplined people pay close attention to their routines, because they understand that success is hidden in consistency. Many people are waiting for motivation to change their lives, but motivation is unreliable. Some mornings you will feel inspired, and other mornings you will feel tired, distracted, or discouraged. If your progress depends only on emotions, your growth will always be unstable. Discipline is the ability to continue even when feelings change. It is choosing responsibility over excuses. It is deciding that your future matters more than temporary comfort. The problem with many people is not lack of potential. The problem is lack of consistency. They start strong and stop quickly. They become excited for a few days, then return to old habits. But success does not reward occasional effort. Success rewards repeated action. A disciplined person understands that greatness is not built through one perfect day. It is built through many ordinary days handled correctly. Your habits shape your identity. Every action sends a message to your mind about who you are becoming. When you wake up early consistently, you are teaching yourself responsibility. When you keep your promises to yourself, you build trust within your own spirit. When you stay focused instead of distracted, you strengthen your self-control. Small habits may appear insignificant in the moment, but repeated daily, they create massive transformation over time. You cannot expect a productive life while living with careless habits. Every habit either builds your future or destroys it slowly. Procrastination is a habit. Laziness is a habit. Negative thinking is a habit. Wasting time is a habit. But discipline is also a habit. Focus is a habit. Consistency is a habit. Excellence is a habit. The question is simple. What are your habits creating? Many people want change without structure. They want confidence without discipline. They want success without sacrifice. But life does not work that way. Every meaningful achievement demands repeated effort. Athletes train daily. Leaders develop daily. Strong minds are built daily. Nobody becomes exceptional accidentally. Behind every successful person is a collection of disciplined routines practiced consistently when nobody was watching. One of the most dangerous mistakes people make is underestimating small actions. They believe little decisions do not matter. But your life is often shaped by what you repeatedly ignore. A few wasted minutes every day become wasted years. A few careless habits repeated long enough become destructive lifestyles. In the same way, small disciplined actions repeated consistently create extraordinary results. Reading daily increases wisdom. Exercising daily increases strength. Saving money regularly creates stability. Praying, learning, improving, and growing consistently reshape your entire life. Discipline also requires patience. We live in a world where people want immediate results, immediate recognition, and immediate success. But real growth takes time. Sometimes you will not see progress immediately. Sometimes your effort will feel invisible. But consistency always produces results eventually. The seed grows beneath the ground before it becomes visible above the surface. In the same way, disciplined habits are shaping your future even before others notice the change. You must stop depending on external pressure to do what is necessary. Mature people learn to lead themselves. They do not wait for someone to force them to improve. They create personal standards. They hold themselves accountable. Discipline is self-leadership. It is the ability to control your actions without needing constant supervision or validation from others. Your environment also affects your habits. If your environment encourages laziness, distractions, and negativity, maintaining discipline becomes harder. That is why organized people intentionally create routines and surroundings that support growth. They remove distractions. They protect their focus. They become careful about what enters their mind daily because repeated exposure shapes behavior. There will be moments when discipline feels uncomfortable. You will feel tempted to quit, delay, or return to easier habits. But comfort has destroyed more dreams than difficulty ever could. The greatest enemy of growth is often temporary pleasure. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your character. You teach yourself resilience. You prove that your future is more important than your mood. You must also understand that discipline creates freedom. Many people believe discipline limits life, but the opposite is true. Undisciplined living creates chaos, stress, financial problems, emotional instability, and regret. Discipline creates order. It creates peace. It creates confidence because you know you are building your life intentionally instead of living carelessly. When your habits improve, your self-respect improves. You begin to trust yourself more because your actions align with your goals. Confidence is not built by talking positively alone. Confidence grows when you consistently do difficult things. Every promise you keep to yourself strengthens your belief in your own ability. The truth is that your future is hidden inside your daily routine. What you repeatedly do matters more than what you occasionally attempt. You do not rise to the level of your wishes. You fall to the level of your habits. That is why disciplined people guard their routines carefully. They understand that every disciplined action is shaping the person they are becoming. You may not control everything in life, but you can control your choices, your routines, your effort, and your consistency. And once you learn to master your daily habits, you begin creating a life that is organized, focused, powerful, and purposeful. Small disciplines practiced daily eventually produce a life that many people only dream about. One of the greatest reasons people struggle to move forward in life is because they are surrounded by constant distractions. They want success, but they live in environments that destroy focus. They want peace, but they entertain confusion daily. They want growth, but they allow everything around them to drain their energy. You cannot build a disciplined life while remaining attached to disorder. If you truly want to organize your life, you must learn to eliminate distractions and create an environment that supports your purpose. Your environment influences your behavior more than you realize. What you see daily affects your mindset. What you hear repeatedly shapes your thinking. The people around you influence your decisions, your confidence, and your standards. That is why disciplined people become intentional about their surroundings. They understand that success is not only about working harder, it is also about removing what weakens focus. Many people are fighting battles they created through lack of boundaries. They allow unnecessary noise into their minds every single day. Too much social media, too many opinions, too much comparison, too much negativity, too many meaningless conversations. Then they wonder why their mind feels exhausted. Your mind was not designed to carry endless distraction. Every distraction steals attention from something important. Focus is power. The ability to concentrate on what matters separates successful people from distracted people. Most individuals are not lacking intelligence. They are lacking concentration. They start one thing, then jump to another. They chase trends, react emotionally, and waste hours on things that add no value to their future. But disciplined people understand that every moment of attention is an investment. They choose carefully where their energy goes. You must learn to protect your attention because attention shapes destiny. Whatever controls your focus eventually controls your life. If distractions control your mind, your progress will remain limited. This is why many people stay busy but unproductive. They are constantly active yet rarely effective because their attention is scattered everywhere. Greatness requires focus. You cannot build a meaningful future while constantly distracted by temporary entertainment and unnecessary drama. Look honestly at your environment. Is it helping you grow or keeping you stuck? Sometimes the reason your life feels disorganized is because your surroundings are disorganized. A cluttered environment often creates a cluttered mind. Disorder creates stress without you even realizing it. When your space is chaotic, your thinking becomes heavier. But when your environment becomes clean and organized, clarity begins to increase. Organized people understand that order creates mental peace. Your phone can either become a tool for growth or a weapon of distraction. Many people wake up and immediately surrender their focus to notifications, gossip, and endless scrolling. Before they even begin the day, their mind is already scattered. Hours disappear into content that teaches nothing, builds nothing, and improves nothing. Then they complain that they have no time. The issue is not lack of time. The issue is uncontrolled distraction. You must become disciplined enough to disconnect from things that waste your energy. Not everything deserves your attention. Some conversations are distractions. Some friendships are distractions. Some habits are distractions. Some environments are distractions. If something repeatedly steals your peace, focus, confidence, or direction, you must question whether it belongs in your life. Discipline requires boundaries. You cannot say yes to everything and still remain focused. Every time you allow unnecessary distractions into your life, you reduce the energy available for your purpose. Successful people understand the power of selective focus. They do not attend every argument. They do not chase every trend. They do not allow everybody access to their time and emotions. They understand that protecting peace is necessary for productivity. Sometimes eliminating distractions means distancing yourself from negative influences. There are people who normalize laziness, excuses, gossip, and mediocrity. If you constantly surround yourself with people who lack ambition, eventually your standards will begin to decrease. Environment is powerful. You become influenced by what you repeatedly tolerate. That is why wise people choose relationships carefully. They stay connected to people who inspire growth, discipline, wisdom, and purpose. Your physical environment also matters. Organize your room, organize your workspace, organize your schedule. Stop allowing disorder to dominate your daily life. Small acts of organization create mental strength because they train your mind to value structure. Discipline is reflected in the way you handle small responsibilities. If you cannot manage simple things consistently, larger responsibilities will become overwhelming. Many people think distractions are harmless because they provide temporary comfort. But comfort without control becomes dangerous. Every hour wasted carelessly is an hour removed from your dreams. Every distraction delays progress little by little. Most people do not ruin their lives through one major mistake. They ruin their potential through repeated small distractions ignored over time. You must understand that saying no is a form of self-respect. Every strong future requires sacrifice. You cannot keep entertaining everything and still expect meaningful progress. There are moments when discipline requires isolation. Not because you hate people, but because you value your purpose. There are seasons where focus becomes more important than popularity. Growth sometimes requires silence, separation, and deep concentration. A focused life creates peace because clarity removes confusion. When distractions decrease, your mind becomes sharper. Your decisions become wiser. Your energy becomes stronger. You stop feeling emotionally scattered because your attention is no longer divided in every direction. Organized people move differently because they are intentional. They know what matters and they protect it. The truth is simple. Distractions are expensive. They cost time, energy, confidence, opportunities, and sometimes entire futures. But when you eliminate unnecessary noise and organize your environment, you create space for growth. You create space for discipline. You create space for purpose. Your destiny deserves your full attention. Your goals deserve your best energy. Stop giving your life to distractions that will not matter in 5 years. Protect your focus. Protect your peace. Protect your environment. Because the quality of your environment will eventually shape the quality of your future. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against another person. It is the battle within yourself. Many people are trying to organize their external life while ignoring the condition of their mind. But everything begins internally. Your thoughts shape your actions. Your emotions influence your decisions, and your decisions determine your future. If you cannot control your mind, emotions, and choices, your life will always feel unstable, no matter how much talent or opportunity you have. A disciplined life begins with mental discipline. The mind is powerful. Whatever dominates your thinking eventually influences your behavior. If your mind is filled with negativity, fear, excuses, and doubt, your actions will reflect it. But if your mind becomes focused, intentional, and disciplined, your entire life begins to change. This is why successful people guard their thoughts carefully. They understand that not every thought deserves permission to stay. Many people destroy their own progress because they constantly think negatively about themselves. They speak weakness over their future. They expect failure before even trying. They replay past mistakes until discouragement becomes their identity. But you cannot build a powerful life with a defeated mindset. Your words matter. Your internal conversations matter. What you repeatedly tell yourself shapes your confidence and direction. You must learn to train your mind instead of allowing your emotions to control it. Feelings change constantly. Some days you will feel motivated. Other days you will feel frustrated, tired, impatient, or discouraged. If your life is controlled entirely by emotion, your decisions will become inconsistent. Discipline means learning how to act wisely even when your emotions are unstable. Many people ruin opportunities because they react emotionally instead of thinking clearly. Anger destroys relationships. Pride destroys learning. Fear destroys confidence. Impatience destroys progress. Jealousy destroys peace. Emotional immaturity creates chaos in every area of life. A person who cannot control themselves will struggle to lead anything successfully. Real strength is not loud. Real strength is self-control. The ability to remain calm under pressure is power. The ability to think clearly during difficulty is power. The ability to stay disciplined when emotions are intense is power. Anybody can react emotionally, but disciplined people learn how to pause, think, and respond wisely. One of the biggest reasons people remain stuck is because they make decisions based on temporary feelings instead of long-term vision. They quit when things become difficult. They abandon goals because progress feels slow. They make impulsive choices that create long-term regret. But wise people understand something important. Every decision carries consequences. Your future is shaped one decision at a time. Small decisions matter more than people realize. Choosing discipline over laziness matters. Choosing patience over anger matters. Choosing growth over comfort matters. Every decision is moving your life in a direction. The quality of your life is connected to the quality of your choices. If your decisions are careless, your future becomes unstable. But disciplined decisions create stability, clarity, and progress. You must stop allowing temporary emotions to create permanent damage. Many people speak carelessly when angry, spend carelessly when emotional, and make reckless choices when discouraged. Then later they regret the consequences. Emotional discipline protects your future. It teaches you not to react immediately to every feeling. Mature people understand that feelings are real, but feelings are not always trustworthy. Your mind also needs protection from negativity. Be careful what you constantly consume. What you watch repeatedly influences your thinking. What you listen to repeatedly shapes your attitude. What you entertain mentally eventually affects your behavior. If you constantly feed your mind with fear, comparison, gossip, and negativity, your peace will slowly disappear. But when you feed your mind with wisdom, purpose, discipline, and growth, your thinking becomes stronger. Many people are mentally exhausted because they allow too much noise into their lives. They overthink everything. They compare themselves constantly. They seek validation from everybody. But disciplined people understand that peace comes from focus. When your mind is organized, your emotions become calmer. When your priorities are clear, confusion begins to disappear. You must also learn the importance of silence. Silence helps you think clearly. Constant noise weakens focus. There are moments when you need separation from distractions, opinions, and unnecessary conversations so you can reconnect with purpose. The strongest people are often those who know how to be still, reflect deeply, and make wise decisions instead of reacting impulsively. Another important part of self-control is accountability. Stop blaming everybody else for your situation while ignoring your own choices. Personal growth begins when excuses end. Discipline requires honesty. You must be willing to confront your weaknesses instead of hiding from them. Growth is uncomfortable, but avoidance is dangerous. What you refuse to correct today can eventually control your future. Do not underestimate the power of a disciplined mind. When your thoughts become organized, your confidence changes. Your focus improves. Your decisions become stronger. You stop living emotionally and start living intentionally. Organized thinking creates organized living. You begin to move with purpose because your mind is no longer filled with confusion. There will always be challenges in life. Difficult moments are unavoidable. But disciplined people are not destroyed easily because they have trained themselves mentally and emotionally. They know how to remain focused during pressure. They know how to stay calm during uncertainty. They know how to make wise decisions even when circumstances are difficult. Your future depends heavily on your ability to control yourself. Not everything requires a reaction. Not every emotion deserves expression. Not every distraction deserves attention. Self-mastery is one of the highest forms of discipline. When you learn to control your mind, emotions, and decisions, you stop becoming a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your future. A powerful life is built from the inside out. Once your mind becomes disciplined, your actions become disciplined. Once your emotions become controlled, your decisions become wiser. And once your decisions become intentional, your entire life begins to move in a stronger direction. That is how true organization begins. Not just by controlling your environment, but by first learning to control yourself.